Right, okay, I am going to show you how to do some how do I's and what if analysis on your teaching sets. I'm assuming you are a classroom teacher listening to this. If you're a subject leader, you can do exactly the same thing at the subject level. I'm just going to talk about teaching sets, but I've got to go through subjects to get to that. Start in my subject area then. Right, here I am. I've got a monitoring point for September of year 13 and a monitoring point for November of year 13. So I've got a trend of 2. If you're listening and you're looking at Key Stage 4, exactly the same thing. This is all across Key Stage 4 and 5. Now then, this gives me my subject overview for predictions. It does not tell me how accurate my predictions are. There are some other videos on the knowledge base that will give you an oversight as to how you get that information out of Connect Interactive. We're just going to focus on the monitoring point. Now then, I'm going to pretend for the purposes of today that I am a history teacher. So I'm looking at my history grades and the predictions are not looking great. I've got 22 in history, grade 7, grade 7. So let's jump into history and see what we're doing here. So this is my gap analysis, but what I'm interested in is my teaching sets at this point in time. So here they are. There's 2 of them, and let's say I am the teacher of set 1 there, group 1, and I am Miss Versailles. So I've got grade 7 on my teaching set, so I want to have a little look at that. So here we are in my teaching set. I've got my gap analysis here. There are no gaps. They're equally as low in terms of progress. So let's have a look at the students. So on my student tab, let's click this in. We can see all the students. Okay. Now I'm just going to sort by prior achievement before I do anything else. I'm just going to bring my higher Key Stage 4 prior retainers to the top there. And then I'm going to just pop on this button, what if. Now what that does is it allows me to do 2 things. So the first thing is to say this. How do I move my class from a grade 7 up the thermometer? And I do that by clicking on that lozenge there and dragging. Now can you see it dragging it up the thermometer? I'm going to be realistic. I'm going to drop it on a 5. So just let it go on the 5. It tells me 5 students need to improve by a grade. So that's what the task is for me. Now, who are those students that I might be able to make that difference with? Hopefully all of them, but in terms of who's making lower than expected progress, who can I target? So look here, I've got a couple of students here who are grade A and B minimum expected, so that's their sort of minimum target grade, but they're both on grade Ds. So how about if I do a little bit of intervention with those 2 in class or outside of class, moving them to a grade C has this effect on the indicator, moves me to 6. Let's keep going. There's a B stroke C down there, that's an E grade. Can I target that to a C? So what I guess I'm saying to myself is I'm targeting C grade, to get students to that CD boundary. So I can do that with as many as I think I can have that impact with. I think I changed 4 grades there. If I just choose one more and go ding like that, then there's my 5 grades, there's my grade 5, okay? So you know the students sitting in front of you, and you know who potentially you can have that slightly more impact with in terms of the speed of their progress. Now, if I just pop into the outcomes box here and just reset, sorry, instead of looking at individual students, I could look at grades. So I could start to have a look at how I move individual grades, and it's got the same effect. Look, the downside of this is I don't know who the students are sitting behind this, so I'm probably more likely to use that viewpoint there because I know the students sitting in front of me. Okay, so hopefully that then allows you to start doing the hard work, which is actually doing the intervention and making sure that those students are on track by the time you put in the next set of monitoring data.